It's amazing how much light changes the way that you can see colour. I'll show you what I mean. Let's come around and see what I mean? Sorry if the refresh rate is a bit shit. I can see a little bit of flickering, but I think that's mostly because of the fact it's bouncing light back at the lens. So, but yeah, not bad at all. Eh? Getting pretty good at this malarkey. The one of the bones washed out slightly as the paint was drying, but for a perfect soul, it's a good representation. Well, 4 elements, or 5 elements. I know. It's been a bit misconstrued over years, but hey, much like any iconography, it depends on your point of view, doesn't it? Yeah, it's crazy how sort of different the effects are depending on where you're standing. Like, you can faintly see it from a lot of different angles, but obviously you can see the sort of colour shift with the mother of pearl as well, which something to be said for that, eh? But I figured I'd show you what's going on, because I kind of at a point that I can't really paint anymore, because, well, this is looking fucking epic. It's crazy how much difference it makes just being able to actually stand back from a painting and observe it. Like, there we go, get you back in the light. God, it's really hard to hold this steady with a injured shoulder, but I'm doing my best. If you're wondering why, it's because it's very, very difficult to actually capture a bull in motion, like. And if you saw the, what was it, like 200 by 400 pixel fucking image that I actually had to use, yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing, but obviously still needs work. Like, yeah. Also amazed as well, because I was looking at this one earlier in comparison to some of the others, and like, well, you can kind of see it. That's black, this is black, that's very black. And I know technically it is in the shadow at the moment. You can kind of see, because even when, like I say, trying to bounce the light off it, it just holds a sort of depth that depth of darkness that you don't really see anywhere else. Jesus, fucking people. Figured it was a good way of showing you as well the difference between the sort of glossy finish and the matte finish, because, well, give me a sec. You see how this one's a lot more sort of muted and or appears more washed out. Obviously I'm having issues with light here, but it's a problem with not having enough wall space. If you're wondering what I mean. The painting is almost the size of, well, yeah. It's a big boy. It's a big boy. It's the only issue I had with this one, because ideally I'd want it that way up, but trying to actually photo it on that wall was a fucking nightmare. Pearls on this one look as astounding when you actually get it in the light, and like I say, camera is never gonna actually pick it up the way that your eye does, because let's face it, even with one eye, it's yeah, amazing the difference in colour quality. And like I say, it's the little details, like I can see little flecks of shine sort of shining back at me from the pearls that are in there, but on the camera, yeah, don't really see it. Oh yeah, I was going to show you this one, wasn't I? I did a smaller, well, technically I did 2 of these, but the other one's signed and given away already, so I didn't actually get a chance to photo it. This is the messier version, but there's a lot going on. I know, the light blows out the exposure, but it's the only way I can show you the sort of shift in pearls from pinks to blues to purples to, like, you kind of see bits of it, but when you step back on the camera you don't see much of it at all. You can kind of see little bits, but I'll explain. I can see gold running up through here, there's some purple there, gold with some what looks like mother of pearl scattered across it, but as I say. The funny thing is with this one as well, the more you sort of move it into the light and or move around it with the light, the more you see it. But as I say, pearls. It's one of those things. It's not so easy to capture on camera, apparently. Camera, go for it. Oh yeah. So you can see with this one, because I used the matte gloss, or matte varnish. Fucking brain. It's a lot sort of, well, it doesn't have the same effect as something that's glossed, yeah, obviously. But it's easier to actually see them sort of side by side, because you can see this one, even as I move around it, it's extremely bright, whereas this one, you can kind of see it a little bit, but not nearly as much. There's the, yeah, because there's those 2 that I did already. This is one of the new ones, which, as I say, can we get some gold? This one's absolutely covered in gold as well. You can kind of see it shimmering a little bit, but like I say, you can kind of see there's a lot. There's a lot of gold on this one. There we go. So I love fucking around with these things, because it's like I say, it's a way of interpreting light and or playing with light in a different way that, well, giving me ideas for things, but as I say, kind of at my limit for being able to store anymore, because, well, as I've shown you in the past, I've already filled up a cupboard. I've done a few hundred drawings, and yeah, just this year I seemingly filled up what little space I have left, which is unfortunate, because, oh yeah, there's all the smaller pieces already put away. But yeah, looking fucking cool, I have to say. Like, just seeing the different styles that I've sort of adapted and or picked up over the years, and it's kind of the issue I have with the this piece, because other than, like I say, some finicky fine work with the face, it's essentially almost ready to oil over, well, start the process of. But oils fucking stink, and you need an awful lot of extra sort of safety precaution. Well, you need gloves, you need an area that you can actually dedicate that isn't dusty, and have got one more to do, but this one may well take a few months, because Yeah. Got to find a way of actually putting all this stuff back that doesn't damage any of it. Because, yeah. Didn't really think about it when I was doing it, but you know, these sort of things that you have to consider, apparently. And hey, as I don't drive, moving or actually dealing with these sort of pieces is nigh on impossible. It's going to stop me from trying to do it every so often, but yeah, got to get rid of what I have, I think, before I get too carried away. But mostly because of that. It's so easy to knock canvases over, and being that they are fabric and or stretched fabric, it's very easy to damage them. Right, I'm just going to put that down there. Did think it would be nice to actually put something more figurative or surreal over these, but obviously it's takes a degree of space, and actually being, like I say, I'd have to move this entire room around to actually paint on the wall, which, yeah, there isn't really the space to do it. I could try, but you know, it's yeah, I don't really want to have to do it. I love the way that that is. The phone is struggling so hard with it. It's a problem with using sort of colour shift pearls with probably not the best of cameras, but beautiful thing is with these though, the closer you get to it and or the more light that you apply to it, the more you see. Come on, there we go. So the black isn't actually black. Yeah, let's say I will give you some sort of process and or more. I will keep you in the loop with that one. It's just, like I say, I want to do something I've been thinking about for a while, but had to get some shit out of my system, clearly. Not that any of this is shit, but you know what I mean. It's yeah. I think this one is the same size as the Pearl Heart. And when you look at the camera, you realise how much you're shaking. It's like, which I think is a metre by half a metre. So nowhere near the scale of these, or the ones I've been working on, but just something, well, same, similar size to this, that I can just do something a bit more thoughtful, I suppose. Not that these aren't, but, as I say, different styles. Different strokes for different folks, and like it's always mentioned, it's painting is a very different and or, well, yeah, it's just a very different thing to drawing and or illustrative work. Fucking words. Ooh. Yeah, as I say, I will keep you in the loop as much as possible and keep you updated as I figure things out. There should be some more prints on my site at some point soon, and a lot of these should be up there with some form of dimensions as well, except this one. I should just accept that it's fucking finished. I mean, I've seen way worse attempts at figurative painting, but yeah, I don't know. It's a problem when you start off with an idea in mind of what you want to do, and then you start without actually having the support systems in place to be able to actually do it, because, yeah. We'll get there, like I say. Keep messing around, keep playing around with art and figuring out one way or another. Kind of have to at this point. It's way too much time and effort into it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on any of the new pieces. It's always interesting getting some feedback. And like I say, at some point I may well explain a bit more about the old varying meanings of the pirate flag. But hey, already been chatting for 15 minutes apparently, so probably not best to go into that kind of stuff. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. As always, go check out some of the links in the description below. Thank you very much for watching. Stay positive, be awesome. And if you want to support me, go buy some art or subscribe. Thank you very much. Peace out, my lovers. Ooh.